One of many good Week 2 matchups. These here also worth making some time for. You've got your Pats Jags, you've got your Giants Cowboys. Let's figure out who has the edge. Presented by Volvo, and I want to start with that AFC Championship rematch. Patriots offense or Jaguars defense, Rod?
First of all, why do we have to have quarterbacks?
It's always quarterbacks, isn't it?
I'm saying, where's the defensive player?
Where's the best player?
Now listen, this is what you're going to have though. Listen, Tom Brady is undefeated against the Giants.
He is.
But this is the new year.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is the new year. You know why? Because they got speed all over the place. Calais Campbell. You got Smith, the linebacker. You got Jalen Ramsey, who's talking noise.
I love it.
You got him on the back end. So I think that speed, they finally get it done, and they defeat them.
I mean, Yannick Ngakoue, AJ Boye, it's just a list.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Miles Jack,
the track team.
The U. The real U. UCLA. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Giants Cowboys in Dallas. That sounds like New York wants the ball in Dak's hands. They got to shut down Zeke for that to happen. Can the Giants D-line do that?
Oh, yes. I'm going to go with the Giants D-line, and it's just really one person in particular. It's Snacks Harrison. He has to dominate the middle. You can't allow Zeke to cut back. You got to make sure that he has to run into everybody that you have loaded. Landon Collins, you're talking trash. But Snacks, you got to pick it up. Where's Cole Wright at? Snacks, come in the studio. I know you and Cole had a little beef on Twitter last year. Let's hash it out like the big guys. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Oklahoma right here.
Cole, you post on that? You okay?
I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
All right, how about this Chargers defense without Joey Bosa or Josh Allen? Who has the edge there?
I mean, listen, no Bosa, no Legit. He's suspended.
Yeah.
All right, you got Verrett, the best corner they have. He's out for the year. You know, and I look at the young quarterback who has all this talent. He's a gunslinger. He can throw the football. At the end of the day, I really like the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah.
Overall, they're just a better football team. I think that defense against a young quarterback like that should have its way up on him.
I mean, you hit it on the head. Gus Bradley, we love you, Gus.
You like him?
I love Gus. I love what he does there. I'm sorry. I always got to talk good about my guy, Gus Bradley, whenever we get a chance to.
Curious to see what happens with that Josh Allen change at quarterback, though. Behind that offensive line, we'll see if he can get something going. How about that Vikings defense against Aaron Rodgers?
You know, Aaron Rodgers, I love him to death. I think he is the best, the most talented quarterback we've seen in this game. But that Vikings defense is something serious to mess with. I mean, they can get to the quarterback in different ways. Blitzes, rushing forward. They have guys that sit. They can run. You talk about speed. They got the same thing. And then when they hit you, they hit you. They're not playing any games. And Zimmer's going to send those exotic blitzes knowing that Aaron Rodgers can't move. So he's going to try to get him off his spot, like you said earlier, Rod. I don't know. I got to go with that Vikings defense.
So it's 2 for the Vikings defense against Aaron Rodgers. Browns D, which looked so good in Week 1, or Drew Brees.
I love Ward. I love the corner that they got.
Oh,
even though he's an Ohio State guy, I still love him. I mean, I love Greg Williams and his mindset behind it all. But hey, boiler up, hammer down. I love my Drew Brees. Listen, Thompson, Ginn, Watson, the tight end. You know they got a good running game. They're going to win this football game. Drew Brees will will them to a win this week. I love how he can make plays with his feet and with his arm and extend plays. He's the leader. They're going to follow him.
They put up points. Can they stop them from being put up against them? That's the question this week. What about that Panthers-Falcons game? Who has the edge at quarterback, Cam Newton or Matt Ryan?
Okay, so first let me talk about Matt Ryan. Okay, we just gave you $150 million, and you can't throw it to the second receiver on the goal line in bracket coverage. I hear you start giving shots back to Kurt Warner, but we here for you. I'm going to do it with you. I saw the play. It was bracket coverage. Throw it to Mohamed Sanu. Game over. We're not talking about this. I'm going to go with Cam Newton because Cam ain't going to do that. Cam's going to find a way, either with his legs or he's going to throw the ball to somebody who's going to be open. He'll find a way to do it. He's not going to throw it out of bounds. I love Cam Newton always going home. We've seen him take a picture with Jeezy. We saw him take a picture with Young Jock and Future. He is Atlanta. Cam is going ball.
You know, you mentioned that Kurt Warner back and forth there about what happened at the end of that Eagles-Falcons game. He tweeted some criticism of what Sark did there at the end of the game. Sark answered back, and now Kurt will answer back on game day morning this Sunday
Kurt don't give
at 9 a.m. Eastern.
I love it.
So you won your first fantasy matchup.